Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
And good evening, welcome to the S-4 Bunker, coming to you live here in the Cascade Mountains, where it's kind of springy out a little bit. Kind
No,
of.
anymore.
What? It's not springy
In about
anymore?
10 minutes, it's supposed to start not being spring anymore.
Well, it's still going to be like in the 50s.
Friend, yeah, but we're supposed to continuously drop for a little while because, like, everyone's getting snow again soon.
I know,
What?
I know. They can have the fucking
There's another
stuff.
cold front moving in that's supposed to be just freaking insane.
Oh, so much for the tulips.
Damn, that's
Friend,
horrible.
yeah.
If
That's
it
gonna
goes
suck.
that way.
Ah,
Oh, so how we all doing tonight?
pretty good.
Surviving.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Laughing in the tinfoil hat.
Yep.
Oh, I'm asking. Yeah,
Oh.
we're good.
Hi. You asking your other self?
Yeah, everybody else said we're good. Don't worry,
Okay.
friend. Except for little Timmy, but we don't listen to little Timmy. Fuck that guy, friend.
Right. So, tonight's topic is paradrama. Oh, what's the name of the show anyway?
Paranormal Dramatics,
Okay.
friend.
That works.
I went simple.
Yep.
But also, it's a title that's kind of filled with so many things. I had so many ideas for a title that, like, every one of them, though, led to the title being about 3 pages long.
Right.
Because I wanted to include, I wanted to make it a reality show type thing. But, like, if you can start including all the names of reality shows in there, friend,
As the paranormal turns.
well, no, but not those type of reality shows.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
mean, like, Paranormal is Blind,
One day of our Bigfoot.
Paranormal Shore, the Car Paranormals. Right.
Oh,
Bear Grylls is Paranormal.
right. Oh,
Was there Fireballs too?
I didn't hear about all this shit.
Oh, you didn't?
Uh-uh.
That's because no one posted it in our group hardly at all.
No.
There might have been one.
Posted what?
So,
Sometime at last night, there was a loud boom that was caught on Ring cameras and everything
Oh yeah, I posted
in
that.
the south or east side of Cedar Woolley, near Owen Road, and it was
Helicopters.
followed closely by 2 helicopters flying in circuit.
Okay.
And or maybe jets.
Well,
Or-
at the same time, it's a weekday
Well-
with Whidbey Island right there.
True.
They could have just been doing their normal maneuvers.
yeah.
Could have been. But the people were in the group were acting like it was, they were flying at like treetop level. It seemed like some of them were convinced that the military jets come screaming overhead, and then
There's no fucking way.
We're screaming overhead,
And fireballs in the sky, radio stations being changed, windows blown out, and a car chase involving guns.
The jets.
That's
can't-
just concrete. I
if
mean,
the jets come below 900 feet, then we don't have windows anymore.
no.
So there's no way.
If you've ever been on Whidbey Island and have felt the jets come over, you know they don't go below a certain level. Otherwise, there's going to be some serious damage, and a lot of the public is going to be livid, and they're going to make a big stink about it.
That was so fucking annoying when you're sitting there trying to watch a movie at Blue Fox, and you can't hear the movie in your own goddamn car because the jets are so goddamn loud. It was in a good part too.
This whole thing, it was so funny because I think it stopped at 1,100 some odd comments on the Skagit breaking page.
Yeah, and Skagit breaking's a bunch of anyway.
It
wasn't
so
just
funny,
Skagit breaking.
No, I know. I get that.
There was at least 60 of those comments were between two women that were just fighting with each other for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's what Skagit breaking is.
Move on to the group.
SCSO commented.
Huh?
SCSO commented.
Who?
Skagit County Sheriff's Office. So did they put out an official statement? So did
Eventually.
Cedar Woolley Police Department commented. Yeah, well, Skagit County's only comment was, so we drove around, we couldn't find anything.
Pretty much.
Well, and what are they supposed to do? If it's already happened and it didn't happen again, what the fuck do they do?
And where's the smoke and where's the plumes of fire and all this other stuff? So, yeah.
The ring camera footage?
It was just a meth lab.
No, I don't think so.
No, that was no meth lab.
I blamed it on Cedar Grove. I tried to blame it on Cedar Grove. Nobody took the bait, so...
Yeah, I saw that. I think...
The Nazis.
I think it's a possibility it was a propane tank.
Probably.
No, it was swamp gas that enveloped the propane tank.
Or somebody's hoopty backfired, and running their.
That would make 2 fireballs.
No, it's the ring footage. Friend, the way because the ring footage because it's so lowly pixelated, it shows the sound wave.
Damn.
Friend, so
yeah.
But the way the sound wave's traveling, it's low to the ground. Friend, when something like a meth lab broke up, that's gross, but
that goes
it's a
out.
possibility, Paula.
That goes out.
She says it probably.
Okay.
One guy said it was due to his Taco Bell run. Did he say runs or run?
When I was living in a specific area in Seattle when my kid was little, 2 blocks away from us, a teenager was trying to basically build his own pipe bomb. And he blew up his entire basement of the house. I mean, it rattled many blocks away.
That's why you do.
Our house.
That's why you tell them you take the fucking blasting cap and you screw it on metal.
So it
Boom!
The sound not only can travel, it can affect a lot of homes. And it doesn't have to, it can be something completely ordinary and idiotically stupid, all the way
you have
to
to
something,
put the black powder in the
something
rings
that
of
shouldn't
the
be
fucking
happening.
metal.
So, I mean, if you've got planes flying over, if you got jets flying over, and you've got helicopters flying over, they've gained the attention of not only military, but U.S. government, and people are going, what the hell's actually going on?
Well,
Makes sense why people were concerned.
If it was a guy making bombs, I'll tell you this. Bomb making can be a fun and rewarding hobby. But you'll only make a mistake once.
Yep.
Like, it's one of those ones where you can't make a mistake the second time.
Let's throw this in there, too. The helicopters may also been coming up here because they found out where fucking dipshit was.
Well, you can't make a mistake.
They were circling that area specifically.
Were they?
And he had nothing to do with that area. Otherwise, because the sheriff's officer sent 2 cars. If they found out he was there...
Oh, the whole fucking department would have been there. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
and dogs.
They were there trying to figure out what was going on. But the main
That
thing
was
is
the area.
we don't know whose helicopters they were. No
So
one
that was the
identified
area
them.
of the reservation, wasn't it?
Huh?
Area of the reservation?
No. South of the reservation. Horn and where did I get into my accident?
Horn and Minkler?
Yeah, like Minkler towards Cedro though.
Yeah, that's
All that farmland.
That strip right there.
Friend, where the
Where the way station and all that shit is.
yeah, but south of that, back in the farmland.
That's swampland.
I was going to say, did anybody check to see if any of the news stations may have been, like maybe they got tipped off and they were the ones flying? Because usually they're the ones that orbit. So, but you'd think orbiting would be something where it'd be noticed. They wouldn't just have flown over and then just vanish. So, I don't know.
I don't know what is required of the sheriff's office to tell you, because I know Cedar Woolley does not, like Cedar Woolley Police Department does not have a helicopter.
Nope.
Friend,
No.
They might have a swamp buggy.
maybe they don't have a helicopter, whereas Skagit County Sheriff does.
Oh God, no! They have a helicopter. They have drones. They have a fucking tech vehicle.
One of them was probably them, but I don't know what they're required to tell you when they release a
It
statement.
depends on what part of the investigation is going on.
That's right. So
and how much fucking fear they want to strike in the populace.
all they said
that's what
was
it
that
boils
they
down
had
to.
2 cars. They didn't say anything about a helicopter. It was them.
Okay.
So
It was their.
I'm kind of confused by this. Your radio station's being changed. Explain that one.
where?
It's the first I've heard of that.
Fireballs in the sky. Radio stations being changed. Windows blown
Well, I'm not
out.
confused by that.
And a car chase involving guns.
Friend,
Radios.
I would imagine that some people's radios change stations by themselves,
That's kind of how I read that.
but that would happen.
That would happen by the fucking concussion.
Yeah.
Who listens to radio anymore?
Hey, shut up.
A lot of
Hey,
people.
leave radio alone. Friend, we're on the radio, Rick.
And there's a few good channels that you can catch around here.
Okay, we're not on the radio anymore because we swear too much, but we were on the radio before we started saying fuck. Like, okay.
We were on the radio for 5 years, and then we said fuck too much.
Yeah, Paula, it's
yeah.
a possibility that, like, people's radio stations, if they got hit by the concussion when it happened, then it is a very good possibility that the radio actually changed stations by itself because that concussion would cause problems with their whole electrical system in their car if it was running at the time.
Picture a blast wave based on the size of the explosive and a concussion wave. It's going to fuck with your electronics.
Yeah.
So, either
And a
way,
car chase involving guns, that could have just been one cop chasing another.
Or a couple of meth dealers chasing each other.
That's true. Like, honestly, it's Caesar Woolley. That might have had nothing to do with the rest of it.
no, that was. I would say the car chase is probably somebody pissed off because somebody said the wrong thing. And yeah, I heard a blast. Well, I didn't. Bang, 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 bang. Well, I heard a blast. I didn't. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, that's all it takes anymore. Stupid fucking people.
But it made for good reading, though. I have to admit that was.
No, I know. I get it. That's why I live in the mountains, away from the stupid fucking people. But they're still up here.
It's the Nazis from up here. I'm still. In the article they linked to, they had some Nazis that were running around at some old abandoned concrete factory a couple of years ago doing some maneuvers or something.
Dude, that was Adamov division. I can tell you all about that offline.
I know. But the whole point is it was like one afternoon, wasn't it? So it wasn't like it was a prolonged series of events.
Oh, no.
No, it was. It was for a while. They were here for like a month.
They were here for a month, and there are still remnants of them up here. So
Well,
yeah.
that's my point.
They're not gone.
Yeah, that there's probably as many of them in Seattle as there are up here. So
Yep.
it just,
And that says a lot.
Who the
there are
fuck
a lot
is
of-
that, John?
there are a lot of-
It's from Lion King.
Oh, the
No, it's not. That character is not from Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King 2.
That doesn't fucking count. And
That
you go,
don't count.
Jesus Christ.
Is that a young Scar?
There's also the spin-off series where it says that,
No,
where it
no,
has
it wasn't.
young card, and then there's
It was
the other.
only Lion King.
No, I can name you like 20 different spin-off series.
No.
Yeah.
It was only Lion King.
I can name you 20 different spin-off series right now, eh?
Yeah, but they don't count.
Yeah, they do.
I like that
Are we
you
talking
said
about
that
the
in.
weird pretend cryptid things that you kids invented from last week?
Oh, it's fucking invented already.
No, it's. I could pull up Disney Channel right now and I show you all the shows.
Disney Channel doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does.
That's fake news.
It's owned by China. Bob.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
We're gonna call you Bob. We've been watching
Porn?
Bob loves Bob Hart. I don't remember her name.
Bob the Builder?
No, she's
Dora?
Nigerian,
Oh,
so I can't say her name.
fucking help me.
But yeah, it's a funny show.
We're in.
Shows cultural differences.
I heard the best
No.
Your Mama joke.
Huh?
I heard the best Your Mama joke.
Oh God.
Friend. And it was, Your Mama's so ugly, even Bob the Builder says, we can't fix this shit.
Oh God.
I was like, damn! Friend.
And they call dad jokes bad.
Right?
What the fuck?
oh yeah.
Bad jokes or dad jokes. Anyway, yeah. So to kick off paradrama, something I've noticed in all 11 billion groups I'm in is trolls are bad. So I understand trolls. I totally get that fucking concept.
I don't. Little green guy or little guys.
Yeah, I know. I know. These are
jewel bell buttons.
these
What
are
the fuck?
human possessed trolls or some shit. But
what type of troll?
so you go into a fucking Bigfoot group, for example, and
Oh my
ask
God.
it and go in.
bad.
You ask a simple question and you have fucking 30 people saying, "Oh my God, anyone that believes in Bigfoot's a stupid fuck."
Well,
And then
can I
why
just
are they
say,
even there?
Then why are you in a Bigfoot group?
first of all, why are you in a
I
Bigfoot
got
group?
kicked
I'm in
out
several.
of the Bigfoot group because I said that
Facebook
Sasquatch
group.
is telepathic. Oh my God! The main admin, she fucking kicked me out because I stated it, and I'm like, yeah, I can't prove it, but I can tell you what I was told. And they literally, I mean, this was a number of years, about 3 years ago, and I got kicked out, and I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm
Would it-
sorry. I'm like, why do you even have this group going if you're going to put out crap? And then it was hunting Bigfoot, and I'm like, what the hell? That's not what this. You go into the title. I don't even remember the name of the title of the group anymore, but it doesn't matter. But underneath the title, it talks about all the positives. And I was like, okay. So why are you tolerating bullshit? And I was just,
Just wondering though, would a human in a Bigfoot group not be considered a troll automatically? You're not a Bigfoot. Why are you in there?
That's true, huh?
Shouldn't that be only for Bigfoots?
I would think.
Yeah.
Bigfoots could have Facebook. You don't know.
Could have stole some hiker's phone.
So,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. So, if you want to, the whole telepathy thing aside, because that is too much for a lot of people. I get that.
oh, totally.
You know, just the fact that there's footprints,
I had witnesses.
just the fact that there's scratches on trees, just the fact that there's fucking inhuman primate calls You've got enough simple evidence. Even a fucking strand of hair, which people have, is enough to show that there's something. You don't want to call it Sasquatch or Bigfoot, fine. But there's something. But
they won't even have open conversations. That's what gets me. I mean,
no.
Sorry,
There,
George.
no, I know. You're gonna. There's a lot of pet peeves I'm gonna be bringing up because fucking that's what tonight is. Paradrama.
As drama. Unnecessarily.
Oh, the story Paula posted, or the little snippet she just posted in the Discord. Yeah, that was fun because we were just more or less stumbled into this Irish bar there right next to the theater where Nori was having his show that night. Didn't expect to see him in there. And you come into this Irish bar and there's just these tons of people and there are all these different conversations, UFO, aliens, George Nori's a plate of nachos. Seriously.
Popcorn. That's when you get the popcorn out.
But yeah, so it was hilarious because I go up to the bar to get us some beer. And there are a couple of guys sitting there, and they look not like your, paranormal crowd. And I'm like, "What's up, guys? Kind of noisy in here tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a bunch of people, the UFOs and Bigfoot. Yeah, we know, we can hear them." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, you're not with them." "No, we're UFC fighters. They were at the casino." And they were pissed because this was their favorite bar to go to because it was quiet.
Right.
And I thought they were going to murder those people. But she wasn't kidding. There was this one table, and there were like 6 people at it, and they were arguing specifically about Sasquatch, and they were all fighting with each other. There wasn't one that was on the same side with the rest of them.
Well, and
their arms are up like wacky waiver arm guys, like they advertise and things. Yeah,
and that's the thing. My other pet peeve, along with that, is they're all experts.
Oh yeah.
No, you had a fucking encounter that you don't really know what it was. Doesn't make you a fucking expert.
That's why I say
you're an experiencer of something.
Yeah.
And the longer you're in this field, still does not make you a fucking expert.
Yep.
I'm an expert.
That's exactly why I
eat
say,
Slim Jims.
even with all of my various vast experiences, I don't call myself an expert. I call myself an experiencer because that is what life is. You experience different aspects of life.
And anyone with an ounce of fucking common sense is going to admit an expert knows it all.
Yeah.
If you're still learning and changing your views, does not in any way make you an expert.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, Stephen Hawking is an expert in theoretical physics.
Okay,
but he always changed his views. He always learned. He was the best in his field. That made him an expert.
Let me ask you. You're gonna get pissed off. Crazy hair.
Snuffleupagus. Snuffleupagus.
Have you ever, in 11 billion seasons of Ancient Aliens, ever seen him change his opinion?
So here's the difference. I brought up something right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I brought up was a proven science.
Right.
I think we need to reiterate what you mean maybe by you can't be an expert. In this, you cannot be an expert.
Huh.
In auto mechanics,
right,
you can have experts.
Oh yeah, because everything's the same. Yes. Parts fucking go out.
You can have expert doctors.
Right.
You can have expert tax specialists.
Mm-hmm. How can you
You
be
cannot have an expert in something that isn't proven.
Yeah. You
know what I mean?
You said it best. There's no such thing about paranormal expert is an oxymoron in that there is no fucking proof right now of these paranormal.
If we ever get public proof,
In the
yes.
public.
Right.
There's the difference. Public versus private. So if you've got science that is hidden from the public, that is doing the work scientifically, then we as the mass population are not going to know about it. And to us, it will never be proven.
But that's the thing. So we know
science that are doing the secret work, they know.
We know the government has. They've come out and said it. They have fucking off-world craft. That's all we have is a word, because they haven't fucking produced the in-secret fucking doors. But even Grush, the whistleblower from the Air Force, is going off the word of 40 key witnesses that he's fucking interviewed that are experts in their fucking fields. He has pictures. He has fucking, proof. But he can't disclose it. Even that's a stretch.
But that also falls into the idea of the old saying. Friend, they know. I get that. But in this world, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And that doesn't mean whether you can prove it, like whether you're able to prove it by just having that information, but whether you're allowed to even. Do you know what I mean, Nikki?
Yeah, repetition.
Yeah, you have
because science is repetition.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
that's
and
why
that's
there's
the thing
scientific
too.
theory.
But even like Eric said, them proving that they have alien craft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's say one day they actually do open up the gates of S4 like fucking Willy Wonka did. And 5 people get a goddamn golden ticket. Great. 5 people now know. It doesn't mean it's proven.
No.
Because unfortunately, we have advanced our technology so far that anything on video is no longer fucking believable.
Yep, because of AI.
Yep.
No, that's the problem. Now you have AI fucking interfering with everything. And before AI, there was CGI.
Because they say that now, 30% of all content has some part of an artificial intelligence inside of it.
Paula, my argument for what you're saying there, I was
going to get there.
Since you're not on there, she says she thinks there can be a sort of expert even in the paranormal due to them having done a shit ton of research, read a lot, talked to a lot of people, etc. I would say that's not in the paranormal. I would say that is in paranormal lore, is how I'd put it.
Right.
Because until you can actually come out with a ghost trapped...
come out with an actual fucking Bigfoot
standing beside you.
Yep.
The aliens probing you.
Yep.
It all goes down to evidence.
Yeah.
There is no hard evidence.
The evidence.
To an extent. Now, I'll say in 1995 through 98, actually 95 to 2000, I worked with probably 200 to 300 alien abductees. That's when I was in my alien abduction zone. And they have physical evidence. They have implants. That's been proven. They have marks that they can't explain. They have, does that make me a fucking expert? No. In my opinion, that makes me someone that's learning and someone that's always going to learn. That makes me a specialist in a field. I prefer the term specialist in the paranormal, not expert. Because a specialist is always looking at things with an open mind, willing to change their view. I've changed my view at least 20 times. Every case we did in Forest Moving Paranormal, I was learning something new. You have to have an open
But
mind.
so is an expert.
Huh?
The term expert is supposed to mean that, and it does in some fields.
It does.
Because Stephen Hawking is an expert. He calls.
Oh, no,
himself an
absolutely.
expert.
He's a scientist, though. He's
But-
got the degree to back that up.
Well, but the thing is, he did say, like, okay, God doesn't exist. This is why.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 months later, he got bored and said, guess what? God exists. This is how I'm going to prove it.
Right.
Right?
He constantly learned not only from others, but from himself as well to disprove his own theories and prove them again. He always wanted to be able to do that.
I think that's where my pet peeve stems from, is watching some of these documentaries and watching some of these shows and YouTube channels and whatnot where they fucking, yes, this is so-and-so, he's a UFO expert. Really? Has he touched one? Does he know how it runs?
He might have touched the butt. You don't know if he touched the butt.
This is true.
Friend.
Has he watched an alien do a probe? Does he talk to an alien? I mean, these are just questions. What the fuck? Because you read a bunch of books, you did a bunch of Google searches, now you're a UFO expert and you've seen a couple sightings? Does that make you an expert?
Friend.
That's where my problem lies. So, paranormal experts. We've hit that. I think we beat that up a little bit. Backing up to the trolls, though, real quick. Huh?
Before we leave that topic,
Okay.
I do want to say I will never be an expert on Bigfoot, according to what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if I ever actually meet the fucking guy, no one will know. I'm not telling a fucking soul.
Yep.
Because the moment you do,
You're going to have the entire country right here in concrete to fucking meet the guy.
friend,
Well, there are people that I know that know where certain Sasquatches families where the, how do I say this, nesting grounds for the children are. And they're like, cold day in hell, I'll ever reveal that. And I don't blame them. I'm like, that's their secret to keep. They know where it's at. They've been in contact with the Sasquatch in that area, and I get it. And the Sasquatch trusts them enough, those individuals enough, to where they're allowing it to some degree. They're still very protective, but they're allowing it to some degree that these humans know where the children are. They're like nurseries.
Yeah, keep the nursery hidden.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, more power to you. Mouth shut on it. And I swear to God, if that spirit doesn't leave me the hell alone, I'm going to clobber you one.
Well, and not just, I mean, come on. We've talked about Dogman and Bigfoot encounters before, right? So,
Yeah.
even the human aspect aside, what if Dogman comes back through and finds that nursery?
I don't think we've ever actually
Yeah,
discussed that.
exactly.
What's that?
We've talked about Bigfoot encounters and then Dogman encounters. Have we ever discussed if Dogman meets Bigfoot?
Yeah,
Did we?
Nikki.
Yeah, actually we have. Because I
Once,
talked about
just
it
once.
because of Joe's property.
Just once.
Was it like fighting?
Dogman and Bigfoot hate each other.
Awesome.
No, well,
It's
That's a
territorial.
good comparison right there.
depends, okay, that depends
territorial.
on who you talk to and who's talking to which Sasquatch clan across the United States.
And there is another problem. Right fucking there. This guy said this. Well, where's the proof? This guy over here said this. Well, where's the proof? I mean, nobody has any fucking definitive goddamn answer. And they won't.
But I have a good comparison for that meeting.
Okay.
That is the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight.
Ooh.
Like, really?
I don't
And yes,
know.
of course, I'm putting Mike Tyson as Biz Sasquatch. Friend,
That's kind of racist.
I'll give a shit. Has nothing to do with race. It has all to do with the fact that Sasquatch, I think, could take the dog man and friggin' bite his ear.
Bite his ear off. Yeah. He would have a fucking tattered ear.
Friggin'.
But I want to go back and basically mix the fucking two. So let's talk about the experts talking to people. And so backtracking again real quick. I know it's a confusing show tonight, but there's so much to fucking cover. You go talk about UFOs. Why? That's changed a little bit. It used to be, before they kind of made the connection of the alien Bigfoot connection, which was a movie, by the way. Kind of stupid movie, in my opinion. But if you went into a Bigfoot group and you brought up a UFO, they'd say, or even just a paranormal group. You go to a paranormal group and talk about Bigfoot or UFOs. Oh my God! You get fucking attacked. That's not paranormal. What?
That's fucked.
What?
Because you can't bring up Bigfoot in a paranormal group. Like, let's say, I can't list them individually. That's not nice.
What's that?
But like any of the ghost groups that I'm part of,
right?
You cannot bring up Bigfoot.
I know,
but you can absolutely bring up Nessie.
Seriously?
Yes, that's the fucked part.
They pick and choose.
Yes.
See, okay, so. In all fairness, really? That's up to the admin what he wants allowed in his group. But whatever, you sit and claim that you're running a paranormal group. I'm sorry, but UFOs, aliens, all form of cryptid is all paranormal. It should be a part of the paranormal discussion. Regardless, just because you say paranormal, they call it a fucking haunting group, and I won't post anything about Bigfoot or UFOs. Oh my God, God forbid. But,
well, can I ask you guys a question? How many paranormal groups are you a part of on Facebook?
Oh, about 40.
Nikki?
I was thinking about the same, Eric. Somewhere around 20, 25.
Okay.
And some of the groups
how many of them change names weekly?
No.
No.
All of mine.
Really?
Actually, I take that back.
There
was one that's changed out of all the groups. There's one that consistently changes its name. Once a year.
See, like all mine do, but it's all the same shit. Just they reword it a little bit. Like I was part of one that was called Angels and Demons, and now it's Demons and Angels. Like. And they just add little things to the end, little things to the beginning.
I'm in a demonology group too.
Yeah, like they change them, but just lightly. And I get a notification that says an admin for this group has changed the name of this to this.
Yeah.
So
it's obnoxious.
I think the biggest.
It makes it hard to find them.
Yes.
Yeah, the biggest group I'm in.
Having to remember.
Yeah.
The biggest group I'm in has roughly 350,000 people in it. There's another one's got 150 to 200,000. There's three big groups that I make sure that S4's in. And they have no problem. They like S4. But yeah, there's a lot of people into the paranormal. And those groups have such a wide range of people, they don't care what you post. As long as it's paranormal related.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the small ones that have a couple thousand. Go ahead.
But if you're part of an ET group, it's a completely different ballgame.
Oh my God!
God help you if you talk about your real experiences. You will be shredded.
So let's talk about that for a second, because you have abductees over here, and you have contactees over here, and I think so on the. So I think. Well, yeah, I kind of put the experiencers. I think the experiencers technically go in both worlds, technically. Yeah. But then you have now. There's at least 5 of them, channelers, and so channelers are the ones who basically go through if they're actually channeling, they go through a full possession of this alien entity that is putting out the message to humanity. And that's how they say it. I don't think I have the right notebook because I have at least 4 channelers' names down. Bashar is one. I can't remember who.
Yes.
Now he's actually interesting.
However, the others are not. The others are not. Oh my God.
The Bashar. Well, okay, so you got Ramtha, which is here in Washington. Bashar, I'm not sure. And I'm talking about the people who do the channeling, not the actual entity, because the actual entity, I can't remember where they're all from. But you got Ramtha, which is Jay-Z Night, and that's the Ramtha compound in Yelm, Washington. You got Bashar, which you can actually, I can't remember his name, but the guy that channels Bashar has actually gone through a brainwave or EEG scan, and he's the one where you can actually see the brain, the different parts of the brain when Bashar is in, because he did a comparison between when Bashar takes over and when he's normal human.
Not.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can see different parts of it. You can actually have, that's scientific evidence to me. Because you can see different parts of the brain are are lighting up. That's showing where something else is going on in the brain when this entity is channeling through.
I want more proof. I want to see the actual brain.
And it was interesting because his whole personality changes.
Yeah.
And you can see when it's Bashar. And this is and this alien entity is actually, he's funny as shit. I mean, he fucking cracks jokes and tells people what's going to happen. And he was talking about he was basically matching up completely the whole contact is coming soon. But his window went up to 2033. And it started in 2023. So it went past the window that the government's talking about with this catastrophic fucking disclosure. But I find more entertainment with the channelers, I think, than I do. So you have the contactees. The contactees are these ones that not so. What would you call them, Nikki? I guess the contactees, they are also in contact with alien races, but they're taking a board ship, kind of like abductees, but they're friends of the alien brotherhood, basically, is what I would call them.
They're shown and taught.
Yeah.
In comparison to what I go through, which is I'm not just shown and taught, I'm also experimented on.
Tortured.
So which is a big difference, which is why I classify myself as an abductee, because I've got the negative, I've got the positive, and I've got everything in between.
So the difference is. Go ahead.
But you've got everything in between, and it makes it miserable. So, go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
Well, no, the difference is abductees are taken against their will. Contactees are basically taken with their will. And then, of course, channelers are, that's a step above all of them because they're willingly being taken over by alien entities to disclose this prophecy with Billy Meyer. Billy Meyer doesn't actually speak for himself. The entity does through him, but he actually has a PR agent that actually does all of his work for him. And he has a YouTube channel.
He does.
Huh? Yeah, right.
Yes, he does.
Billy Meyer.
That's a whole nother subject.
Oh yeah.
Billy Meyer.
Billy Meyer is someone you might want to look into. He's interesting. I wouldn't bet on everything he says.
He's been classified as fraud.
Yeah, he has.
It depends on who you talk to.
It depends on who you talk to. And some of the UFO photos that he's actually produced have been shown to be hubcaps.
I swear, I thought you said broad, not fraud.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'm not going to
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Now, something I want to bring up with contactees is maybe they were abductees at one point in time, and due to Stockholm Syndrome, have kind of been won over by the aliens to think it's a wonderful experience. But we're going to move on. So, you've got the Bigfoot crowd, you've got the alien crowd, UFO crowd. I'd say experts in their field would be Air Force pilots who actually witness shit. They know the air. They go through extensive training on air identification.
And speed.
I've seen Top Gun.
I know.
Bullshit.
I know.
Those fuckers are hung over the moment they get into that plane, and they rely on oxygen to keep them fucking normal.
I knew helicopter pilots who went to the Irish pub every night. Yeah.
And then sucked on oxygen just to make them fucking not fucking hung over.
Yep.
Friend, you suck on that much oxygen, ain't nothing seemed normal for a while.
But again, you bring these groups together, and oh my God, you have an implosion.
But I'm not actually kidding about that, too. Have you guys ever actually been to an oxygen bar?
I've heard of them.
No,
I've never actually been to one.
They work fucking great, first of all. Friend, if you have to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning, you head there at 6:30, and freaking by 7, you are good to go. But do not operate heavy machinery for the next 4 hours. Because you do see weird shit with that much oxygen in your fucking system.
Oh, I'm sure.
Friend.
Well, also you got to be very careful what hoses you're using, because you can get very, very ill using the same hoses that everybody else is.
You don't. So in an oxygen bar, though, you have. That's what you're paying for. Partly is you buy your own hose and mask, and it hooks you directly to the tank.
Ooh.
Friend. So, but you got to think like that. Kind of makes me wonder, though. Nikki's got a point. How many times do they change those masks in the fucking pilot seats?
Yeah.
How often do they get cleaned?
Mm-hmm. And then they hit the ejection seat.
It's an accident. You like shit happens.
I thought it was the oxygen.
Just because you haven't taken off yet, that don't mean shit.
So much for the plane. Hey, everybody, please debark. We have to change planes because, well, there's a big hole in my fucking cockpit. So, now, you go into a haunting group, and somebody brings up an issue they're having, whether it's footsteps, or, oh my God, don't say you have 3 scratches in a row, because then it's automatically a fucking demon.
Yep.
And then you got 20 people saying, oh my God, you need to break out the sage. Sage your whole house and say a prayer.
Told you.
What?
I think I broke that chair.
Sage? Are you fucking kidding me?
I have found one thing and one thing only I can post in any of those groups and not have issues.
What's that?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Because they all love Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. You can put up a Ghostbusters meme and you'll get 10,000 comments and they're all fucking positive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it, really.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
It's
but
not reality.
it depends on who you talk to. Some really believe it is.
It's all a simulation.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and that, like, teach their own. Friend. Rick, that's not fighting. They're hugging. we don't fight in hockey. We don't fight in hockey.
Oh.
We give hugs.
Hockey group?
You just lose,
Yeah, hockey groups, we hug.
but you just lose. a few
After you
during the
fucking hit him with a stick.
No, that's a hug.
Yeah,
Yeah, you hug them with your stick.
I'll hug.
They
Yeah,
just might
I'll go
lose a few
somewhere else.
teeth.
Friend, just like baseball groups, you hug them with the bat.
Yeah, that hurts more. Maybe.
Friend. No, it's just like I don't know what it is about that movie. It's just
I think they see a movie lighter because a movie's not supposed to be realistic.
but you don't even get that from it where someone says that. You get the ones that say Ghostbusters are life.
Well,
And then no one argues with it.
Here's a perfect fucking example. And Steven, you're probably listening. But here we go. Coalition for Critical Thinking and Bigfoot Research. So I expect I expect a little more serious discussion in this kind of group, right? Coalition for Critical Thinking and Bigfoot Research. And this guy says, but hey, maybe it's the quote-unquote paranormal believers who are the real trolls. Well, actually, the paranormal believers are the ones that are going to these kind of groups to get answers. So that would make them a troll. That would make them someone fucking curious. But anyway,
A paranormal believer can become a troll.
they can be. Oh my God, yeah.
Very quickly and very easily.
And I've seen them too. In my opinion, you become a troll when you fucking have a different paranormal problem once a week. Or once a day.
Okay, me and you have a different definition of troll.
Or a person with a paranormal issue that goes to 20 different fucking groups to get the same fucking answer.
Okay.
Or 20 different answers. What do you see as a troll?
I see a troll as someone who sees a post on a group, comes in. Let's say the post is, there is a haunting in my house. The troll will make them describe the entire thing.
Instead of connecting with them personally to fucking get details to fucking help?
But here's the thing. They will pick apart the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
So they'll take it each in bullet points.
Right.
And then each bullet point, the first one they'll say, okay, I understand this, and give them a reason of what, a thing of what it could be within the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves the person thinking, okay, maybe this is real. Friend, the next one will create doubt. Well, this could be something mundane.
Right.
Friend, okay. Friend, then the next bullet point they hit will be, well, in this one, you're absolutely fucking insane. But that's okay. All of us are. Friend, the next one, they go back to the believer.
Right.
Friend, the next one, they offer up something of their own that absolutely isn't real and completely fucked up.
Yep.
Friend, that's troll.
That's in anything, though. That's
yes.
I've seen the naval discussions in naval history where it's the same thing. It can be something that's been, it's fairly historically we've gotten everybody, and somebody will come in just to argue a different point because they can, not because they need it, because it's beneficial or anything else. They're just literally just in there to start up shit.
Yeah, like honestly, in a Navy one, I could be considered a troll because I will walk in there and say, "Those are some nice boats."
It's a vessel.
Yeah, and
nope,
then I'll sit there and argue with the guy.
Yeah.
People will say no. It's
that is troll.
You're full of shit.
Or you walk up to a Marine and say, "Hey, let me look at your gun real quick." It's not a gun; it's a weapon. No, it's a gun.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I've done this. Brits List.
Oh, I have to.
Like all of these ones, where if someone starts going off about something, I just take them into it and start going with them. Why not? Let's go, Fred. But it's usually when someone is taking their something they're saying and making it everyone in the group's problem. Where they're not asking for help, they are asking for validation with pity.
So let's discuss that for a second. I see your questions, Paula. We're going to get to them here in a second. So, first off, anytime you look at a team or anyone that's into the paranormal, they all have an agenda. Yes. Now, if that agenda is, I had something weird happen, I saw some interesting shit on this TV show, and I want to investigate more to prove the afterlife, or to prove I can talk to spirits, or just to see what's out there. I have no problem with that. Go to Northern State. Go to Waverly Hills. Go have fun at a historic site within the legal ramifications. Within the legal realm. Don't fucking trespass. Don't damage shit. Don't go there drunk and belligerent. But go have fun. Absolutely. Don't go to a client's house not knowing what the hell you're looking at, not knowing what the hell you're doing, because, again, we've seen it many, many times in the past.
Don't raid their fridge. They get upset.
They do. Don't drink all their fucking beer.
Yeah.
Because then you piss off the spirits, because they want that. Well, they wanted that beer.
Correct.
Yeah.
But what these kind of teams do when they go to a client's home is, one, get the shit scared at them by something that really is there. And by doing that and running out of the house, because, and yes, this really happened. Now you've proven to this client, who at that point in time wasn't really sure, they just knew something weird was going on, and now you've scared the fuck out of a paranormal team, who's, by calling himself a paranormal team, kind of denotes they know what the hell they're doing. They can handle whatever that you might have in your home or business. And
people assume, I'm going to make a correction.
What's that?
People assume that paranormal teams know what they're doing.
No, absolutely.
Because it's a generalized assumption that because you're in a paranormal team, you're supposed to know exactly what it is that you're doing. And not everybody does.
Nope.
By any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, but I'm also going to make a correction on that. I believe every one of them knows what they're doing, just some of them aren't doing the right shit.
Right. Well,
but they know they are.
Some of them are charging $500 to a client to remove something that they're not, because they wanted to make a TV show off the whole thing, and yes, that really happened. But when in reality,
It worked for Zach, why wouldn't it work for us?
Dude, we don't do that shit.
I'm just saying.
I'm not in it for fame. Let's put it that way.
That's right. We're in it for the money.
I've said before, we've been off of TV shows. We've had TV shows call us, and we say no. That's like, and YouTube channels.
It's because we're waiting for the movie.
We are.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have a paranormal team with a YouTube channel, I have absolutely a problem if you want to fucking go videotape your experience, your investigation, and post it on YouTube. That's awesome. But would you please get rid of the fucking music? You're not a TV show. If I'm watching you investigate, I don't want to hear dramatic fucking bullshit music in the background, because I want to hear that. I'll watch Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures.
And not everything needs to be scripted.
No.
Yes.
No. If you're on an investigation, I want to watch you investigate. I love critiquing teams. I don't want to watch bullshit music and dramatic. Oh, did you see that? No, I didn't. I'm watching your fucking camera.
Oh, no, I saw it. I saw the string pulling the chair.
And then, what pisses me off on the other side of that is when they circle it. See, did you see?
Yeah.
No, if I really wanted to see it, I would have seen it.
No, you know what my favorites are? When they circle it, and they ask if you see it in the circle, and you're like, no, but if you see it over here, like,
you see that demon?
That's fucked up.
I saw a demon pop his head up over here, but you want to circle that little fucking cigarette smoke popping up? Yeah. Great! Because that's all that was cigarette smoke, because your director or your camera guy smoking.
Right.
But anyway, yeah.
There was a video I watched this morning of guys reacting, and they're got a bunch of guys from the country, and Fran, they're reacting to this one video, and it's of this girl singing.
Okay.
But she's doing a horrible freaking job, and she's singing really lightly, right? And then, but in her background, there is a stuffed marionette, fucking, like, little demon creature walking around behind her. And the whole thing is asking if, like, you like her voice and all this, and they're like, wait, she was singing?
Oh, God.
Fran, like,
That's my two team video pet peeves. Kill the music because it's not necessary. If you're walking through an honestly scary as shit place, then you don't need the music. I'm already on edge. Especially the Bridgewater one. And don't circle your pictures. Don't circle your videos. If it's something's there, then I'll probably see it without the fucking red goddamn circle in the picture. That's stupid.
But what if I make it glittery and purple and beautiful?
Then it's going to be less pareidolia and more, oh my god, it's glittery and purple. Cool.
Nice. That's
But
what I'm going for.
I don't generally watch. I think we watched one of the Ghost Hunter shows, and the only reason we were watching it that particular night was because it was in Goldfield, Nevada, at a abandoned school. We'd gone through there on our way up here when I moved up, and so I'm watching it, and they're in there. They got their night vision and on their camera, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, and you hear something bounce, and then of course when they replay it back in slow motion, you can see something from behind the camera get thrown and like hop off the ground. Well, two things in that. One, you didn't need to circle it. You're right. And they made sure to highlight it so you could see it going, and here it is. They stopped, and circle it right in the middle of the screen, so we're in the middle of it, the process. But somebody clearly threw that from behind.
right.
It's behind the camera. It hopped. It went that way, so it went away from the camera. So how is that believable again?
No, they're faking evidence. Just like in the Bigfoot community,
Exactly.
they fake evidence. It's all about it's all about ego. It's all about making money, and it's all about fame.
Number one is money.
Yeah, but they're good at it, guys.
Always
You have to
about
admit that.
money.
They're really good at it.
Money and ratings.
Yeah,
Because you got to think, the same people that thought this was real thought Jerry Springer was too.
Yep.
well, in WWF,
Friend.
Yeah. And
Well,
they're really beating the shit out of each other. Oh my god, he's really hurt. Oh, yeah, it was all scripted. Yes, they do get hurt, but
some of it. I'm gonna clarify that for a moment.
okay.
WWE, yes, parts of it's are scripted. Yes, the fighting is mostly faked.
Okay,
Some of the fights are real.
because they get pissed off at each other.
Yes.
yeah, they
Yep.
John Cena and The Rock, their whole feud that they had for a while, completely real.
Yep.
And John Cena completely apologizes for it now. He was mad at The Rock for leaving WWE to go to Hollywood.
Right.
Because,
which is funny. He went to Hollywood, so
well, and that's the thing. He said, then I did it, and I realized I was just being a stupid kid.
Right.
Friend, there are parts of that show that are very real.
Well, and, believe it or not, those chairs are not fake. When you
Nope.
get hit
Oh
by a
no.
metal chair,
No, hell no. And that that hurts.
Yeah,
Well-
but it's designed the way they do it to not
The
get it
thousand...
across the back, and you used to hit each other in the head with it for real. But they don't really do that anymore. Now they cover their arms over the top of their head. You're not even supposed to do anywhere near headshots anymore. So
1,000
but-
thumbtacks they put into Mick Foley's back. You can't
Those
fake
were-
that.
Right.
Nope. Recently, they had guys go through a kid over AEW. He on a pay-per-view, he jumped off the top of a ladder, and they had a piece of plate glass between four folding chairs, and he went through right through the middle of it, went through the chairs themselves, and his back was all cut up. But he did that to himself on purpose, mind you. But it was real. It was very much real. So, but yes, the actual outcomes of the events are staged. Yes. Yeah.
Paula, I'm going to say, I understand what you mean by what you last said. The wrestlers do get hurt. They are doing athletic maneuvers that our untrained people cannot do, even if the outcome is scripted. The athletes are truly skilled. Kind of true. Everyone can do those maneuvers.
Sure.
but only once.
I want to hear the questions Paula has.
Yeah, okay, so the first one. What are the most common sources of infighting within the paranormal community? So, Bigfoot's not real, but demons and ghosts are. What?
Number one, let's not lie, dick size.
Huh?
Dick size.
Oh, yeah. That is number one.
It is. Friend, who's got the better team? Who's got the biggest friggin' truck? Who's got the best equipment?
Yeah.
Friend, it is dick size. That is the number one infighting within the paranormal community. With almost any community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tornado chasers, the severe weather chasers, same thing.
Yeah, so the first infighting within the paranormal community overall is, whether Bigfoot's not a cryptid, or not paranormal, UFOs aren't paranormal, but aliens and, not alien, spirits and demons are. Oh my God, and everything's a demon. Even aliens are demons.
Yeah.
But that's your biggest infighting, I would say,
Yep.
that as far as the source is what defines paranormal. And then, of course, what works. Well, Sage might have worked on your home, because it does work with some basic elements, but only temporarily.
Basic bitches.
Yeah.
Gets rid of them.
Just your very basic weak spirit. It might actually work. For a minute.
Basic spirit bitches.
But it will come back up the drain.
Fucking bitches.
Because they forgot about the drain.
Bitches be crazy. I'm talking about spirit bitches, Nikki. It's different. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, I can't even see her. So yeah, anytime you clear a house, you do forget the toilet and the drain and the rug.
Oh, I never forget about the toilet. I always go check that thing out in any house I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to know what's going on in that house. You want to know what's going on in someone's house? You go look at the toilet first.
Yep.
Right.
Is there a ring around it?
Find out if there's a shitty situation.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
man.
come on, that was a good one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I'll be here all week.
The other thing with infighting is which shows are better. That's the other thing. Oh my God, you've got a demon. You need to call Dead Files. No, please don't call Dead Files. Oh my God, they destroyed a family in concrete.
You want to know the stupidest part of that?
Huh?
I watch actual scientific documentaries every fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched the same 2 scientific documentaries for 3 years. Friend, over and over again.
Right?
One's got 9 seasons, one's got 4, and we just keep going through them. They're both about space. One's how the universe works, one's the universe.
Yep.
I hate both of them. I have from the beginning.
Then why are you watching?
Because they put us to sleep.
Oh,
It's awesome.
that works. Yeah.
Friend,
Yeah.
Which
The
is sleep?
yeah. Have you ever listened to someone talk about how they sent the Saturn 1 into friggin' space, and how it was really cool, and how they can't believe it happened, and how friggin' they can't wait for it to come back in our lifetime? They sent it to the edge of the fucking solar system. It's not coming back in our lifetime. God damn it! Like, sorry, but no, even the shows that we watch all the time,
Right.
they're not good.
No.
They don't make a good show anymore, especially not documentaries on stuff that is real. There's only one actual show that I enjoy, and it's because it's like ours.
Which one?
Top Gear.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything to them between them is a fucking joke.
Mm-hmm.
They get to pick their
watching paranormal shows years
Right?
ago.
these guys, they they each race a car for each show. They pick each other's cars. So they pick the biggest junkers they can find.
Right.
And think it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Friend, that's something like, let's say we actually ran actual exploration group, but we were all doing our own separate ones. We would do that. We'd pick ones for each other that we knew were fucking just like nothing.
Right.
Yeah, like your backyard.
Yeah. Friend.
Hey, here's Bigfoot tracks in Cold Yard.
Go look, I dare you.
Oh, it's a cougar. No, we're not at the hub, so it can't be a cougar. How can we bridge the gap between skeptics and believers to foster productive conversations? Well, I don't think that's going to happen. You've got the skeptics on one side, the believers on the other. They both, the believers think the skeptics are pieces of shit and assholes, and the skeptics just think the believers are nut jobs. There's no real middle ground in there that I've seen.
If we probed all the skeptics, that might help.
With the aliens, not the Bigfoot.
No, both of them could try.
Okay.
Friend.
Okay.
Bigfoot likes probing too.
Well, Bigfoot's got some bigger probes.
Might take a little while to get it in there.
Oh.
Much bigger. Much bigger.
That sounds like...
Uh-huh.
Nikki says that like she has experience with that part.
Oh, God.
They're between 11 and 15 feet tall. If they're that tall, they're going to have a ding-a-ling that is quite large, guys.
I didn't think she was going to talk
I
about
wasn't
how
even
tall she
thinking.
was.
I wasn't even thinking about that for a probe, but okay.
I wasn't thinking she was talking about height. And when she said 15 to 11, I was like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even.
You're not going to have a... Yeah. Are there successful examples of unity within the paranormal field that we can learn from?
I'm still on the last one.
Okay, so...
What do we get off that one?
Well, we're not going to help you.
But I have an idea that the next time we go to do a Bigfoot site...
Excursion?
Yeah, and we set up a gifting site.
Yep.
John, do you still have that ball lotion that TT bought you?
Dude, he's going to eat it.
He might not. He might know what it's for, and he'll be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to do some lube probing.
Yeah.
Oh!
No, it's literally it's ball deodorant.
Right.
He could probably use that. That guy's pretty hairy.
Are you saying you get a subscription?
Up into a Slim Jim.
We'll get him a subscription to Dr. Squatch.
Okay.
It's
Dr. Squatch soap.
Yeah. They have ball soap now, too.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, God.
Okay, I just got to say one more thing, okay? So Kayla's been buying me all the different Dr. Squatches. Friend, the last one she bought me had a little bit of a surprise in it, and it really upset me. So it's called the Tyrannosaurus, or something Rex.
Oh, did it have a little T-Rex in it?
No. It's got fucking chunks of amber in it.
Oh.
That rip your skin apart.
We can get the mosquito out of it.
Friend.
And make a new one.
No, they fucking hurt, Eric.
Oh.
It says it's heavy grit. It should say fucking sandpaper. That shit hurts so bad.
You're supposed to use that or for doing your bottom of your feet or something.
No, it's for your entire body, and it's also supposed to be used as shampoo.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick, news update, newsflash. So, someone just commented that a similar boom and shaking was heard on Lopez Island tonight.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
That's probably
World War
just somebody's
III.
ex-husband I know.
That's it. It's Tannerite.
Well,
It's interesting. It's moving west.
no, I'm wondering if you were right.
What part?
I kind of want to start looking at other areas now.
For
What if it's just some meteors coming in? I mean, they had one over Galveston. She posted something about that earlier. But they have video from over Galveston Island at one of the pier cams that looks out into the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see the big flash and everything. And they actually checked with the people, the local meteor hunters society there. And yes, there had been some meteor showers that were supposedly nearby or were happening.
Speaking of meteors, I heard a pulpus is not hitting the Earth now.
Oh, dope.
They think. They think. And this time.
Yeah.
This time.
Well, in our lifetime, it's not going to hit.
Well, you never know.
They think Saturn 1's coming back in our lifetime. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, I know. I just watch all the evangelicals freaking the fuck out.
It didn't hit the keyhole then?
No.
Okay.
I missed the subject. What were you saying?
Apophis is this meteor supposed to hit Earth in 2032, I think, is what they
2032.
predicted last time, and now it's not. Apophis, Apophis. Look it up.
Nice.
Good, because I think their plan for it was bad.
That was slingshot?
Nope.
Or were they gonna...
This time when it went past, they were going to launch a nuke with it, and it was going to follow it across the solar system, and they were going to knock it off course across the solar system.
Oh, that was smart.
So they're going to blow it next
Where's
to
the
it.
term rocket scientist come from? Come on, come the fuck on.
Well, my only thing is, like, if they did that, what if they, when it gets across the solar system, they can't actually, like, set off the nuke? Now we have
a nuke floating around?
Yeah, no.
That's really smart.
It's still going to follow the fucking comet. So now we not only have a comet coming towards us, we also have another fucking nuke. Like, this is great.
Yeah. Whose bright fucking idea was that? Biden's?
It's the best idea that had nothing to do with politics.
Okay.
Because it's not NASA.
Who is it?
Everyone. It's World Astrophysics. They all come up with plans together now.
You could just, like, launch a Tesla at it.
Because we only have so many years left of the ISS.
Oh, the ISS is going down?
Okay,
They
getting
already
back
took
to
two
happy
parts of
shit,
it.
like the paranormal. Oh, yeah.
Back to Bigfoot's balls.
Huh?
Back to Bigfoot's balls.
Yeah.
See, it
Fairy
made Nicky
ball.
happy.
Fiery ball.
Not the balls, the topic.
Okay.
The balls might make her happy.
So
too, I
the
don't know.
successful examples of unity within the paranormal field that we can learn from. Yeah, that is fucking happier to talk about than a focus. Yeah.
Learn something about you every day.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of fucking... So, there's a term that they had in the 90s and early 2000s called para-unity. And they had this big pipe dream that all these different groups were going to merge together and work together. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, folks. Just take the little para-unity fucking pipe dream. Well, shove it up the skeptic's ass for one. But yeah, because any ego will always get in the way. This team knows what they're doing. They got the best equipment. Like we said earlier, about 10 minutes ago. This team over here's got the best equipment. Never mind, all your fucking equipment is electronic, and all your fucking all your equipment One is not science, it's toys. And before it was called paranormal equipment, carpenters used it. Electricians used them. Yeah, it's common fucking everyday shit that I can go to Harbor Freight and buy instead of going to Go Stop or any other Go store and pay triple for what you're getting. And guess what? It works the same.
Okay. Paul, I'm going to give you an actual serious answer on number 3. It's never going to happen. Ever. Because the best example I can think of is this show.
What was the comment or the...
Successful examples of unity within the paranormal field that we can learn from. But the problem is, even we fail at it sometimes. Sometimes too much, from my opinion. And as long as we keep failing at it, there is no good examples. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's not. Because here's the thing. If there was unity within the scientific field,
Right.
the Earth would still be flat.
Oh, you're right.
If there was unity within...
And we would be in the middle of the universe.
If there was unity within the fucking automotive field, we'd still run on fucking wooden tires. We'd actually still run horse and buggies.
Yep.
In the end, humans don't thrive on unity. We really don't. And until we can, fully, you won't find that.
No.
Well, that's why Star Trek, the world of Star Trek, will never exist, the world of the Federation, because it's assuming everybody on Earth is going to, we moved past war and fighting and everything. But no. Humans are inherently, this is what we do. There's never going to be, until, if you believe in God and you believe there's an afterlife, that's where you'll get to it. But you're never going to have, that's why communism isn't never going to work, because somebody will ultimately still want to have the most and be the most powerful. You're always going to have these things.
But that's the thing, Rick. Even Star Trek is flawed.
Yeah, that's the point.
Friend,
it's exactly the
point. There is one point of unity in that show.
No.
Yes.
Starfleet
the Borg.
Amongst themselves.
The Borg. The Borg is unity.
Yeah. It's...
Assimilate, motherfucker.
The last question. What's up?
Friend, that is the only form of unity that actually works at any point in our lives, and Star Trek actually did show that, was the Borg.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if we have one united bad thing to happen to us, yeah, that's what it
well, and yeah, but it's like everyone thinks exactly the same. It's one unit.
Yeah.
Well,
if you are one unit,
you have to hide mind.
Yeah.
Yes. To be the collective, yes.
And if you can make it that way, that is an option of unity.
But you'd have to be willing to have people would have to be willing to give up that.
They would have to be just assimilate them.
You're never going to get all of humanity to agree to that unless they're forced to.
Well, yeah, that's part of the assimilation process. Friend.
That may be coming down the road.
Friend, we talked about that. Remember Skynet? It's happening.
Yeah.
Friend.
Well, Elon Musk is putting little microchips and things inside monkey brains. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, yeah. Woohoo! Stay with fucking rockets.
Yeah.
How can paranormal investigators? And I like this question. How can paranormal investigators balance intuition with scientific rigor? That one's actually a little more doable.
Depends on how they're trained.
No, not even. That one's more doable because if you actually look at the scientific rigor side of it and you actually apply the scientific method instead of playing with toys, it'll make it a lot harder to actually prove paranormal. If you can replicate your findings 3 times using this exact same atmosphere, the exact same fucking situation, time of day, right down to a T of what your client's talking about or what you're historically finding in archives, if you can replicate it, that is science. That's what makes scientific method. So if you want to take scientific rigor, apply scientific rigor.
But no, okay. To apply scientific rigor, though, you need to take those 3 times and also disprove them.
Exactly.
So you have to do the exact same thing in the opposite direction, too.
But that's the thing. Too many people go running into a location or running into a haunted site or running into someone's house, business, historic site, expecting the paranormal. Not looking for the root of what's causing the source. Is it a creaky board? That's the first thing I fucking ever look for. Is it a creaky board? Is there a high EMF fucking reading because your electrical panels shorting out? Is there, I mean, what the hell is causing the phenomena? Is it paranormal? That's the last thing you should be looking at.
Friend, I don't know if it should be the last thing. That's the thing. Like, if you got a well-oiled team, one person is looking for scientific purposes.
All right.
Not mundane. Mundane
One source.
person is looking for mundane. One person is looking through your equipment. 2 people, because usually you have more than.
Usually you have to have.
You have to have at least 2.
You have to have a roadie that's carrying your gear.
Yeah. Well, and then 2 of them need to be actually running the equipment.
Right.
Then you should have one person just walking through the house and feeling it.
Yep.
Yep.
And then everyone gets together outside, away from the house, and explains their
Or
purpose
off
there.
the property.
Yeah. Like, explains what they felt, what they saw, what they found.
Now, to add to that, though, when you have your psychic or your sensitive or your person that's doing the intuitive feeling, I like bringing them in blind. They do nothing.
Yep.
Zero.
Exactly.
They knew nothing about what was going on, nothing about sources, causes, anything. They should be walking through the location knowing zero.
Exactly.
And picking up feelings of the location based on zero knowledge. And they should be able, if they're good, and there's actually something there, coming out to your first meetup and telling you exactly what your electronic readings might show, describing what they saw, describing if it was the spirit,
Yep.
and probably talk to the spirit, maybe. That is, like Cole said, a well-oiled team.
Yep.
And that is where you will bring unity within a team. Unity within a team is possible.
I am going to say one thing on that.
Okay.
I agree with bringing them blind. What I hate is when they walk through it and they talk to you while they're doing it.
Oh, yeah. No, they shouldn't be talking to anybody.
Fran, I agree. They should be telling you what your readings were. But in notes. They shouldn't be talking while they do it. They not, at least not to anyone that's alive.
Well, I'll even go with a recording device.
And they shouldn't be talking to the owners of the house?
No.
Fran, if they do talk to the owners, like Nikki said, that should be done off the property.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, let's say it is an entity. If you take the person off the property, that's going to tell you a few things. Like whether it's connected to the person or the fucking house.
Right.
Friend,
No, absolutely.
that's a useful fucking thing to have. Where if you have the conversation with the person every time in the house, you're not going to know.
No.
Correct.
Friend, so, like, it... But what I'm saying is everyone meets up afterwards, discusses their findings, and then switch.
Switch roles?
Yes. Friend,
Well, and that's how you can replicate it.
yes.
Yep.
That is your one, because everything else is a constant. That's the thing you change. That's your variable. Friend, if you use that as your variable, that, okay, the person who walks in feeling, they might not be a psychic, they might not be as empathic, they might not be able to feel anything. Okay. But the other two should still get the same fucking readings.
They should.
Friend. But on that same point then, your psychic has to be willing to ignore their intuition.
It's a hard one to
Yeah,
shut
that's
off.
not.
It is hard
that's
to
not
shut
an
off.
Easy thing to do sometimes,
But
especially when
You would have to.
If a place is really haunted and has issues.
But if you want real proof, you're going to have to. The person that runs that can never run the equipment. Because a psychic should still be able to look for the mundane.
Oh, yeah.
If there's a creaky board, a psychic should still be able to see that. Right? If
That
there's
kind of shit. Oh, absolutely.
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So have them take that position. But then the psychic shouldn't run the equipment.
No.
Because
Psychics usually don't.
they're going to look for that.
They should be able to sense it.
They're going to feel it. So, at the same time, I have a feeling some of the equipment they'd set off themselves.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because my frequency screws with electronics.
Yeah, so I
You
can...
don't want to be watching somewhere where I'm not within finger length, arm length of devices. And I think a lot of psychics can do that. I just don't think that they recognize that they can do it.
Right.
Like, that's the other thing you could do for that, is if you are able to have two psychics on the team, the first time the first one goes in, comes out, talks about the experience, the second
They should be
psychic's not
matched.
involved in that conversation.
Yeah, and they should have matching.
And then the other one comes back and does it.
Yeah.
No, they might not have matching, and that's okay.
Well, it depends. Yeah. 'cause if they have
It
multiple-
probably shouldn't match completely, I would imagine.
Well, most psychics aren't going to match.
Because if you have...
They'll
if you
get
have...
in pieces, whereas the other one might get more in one section, and it's all dependent upon each psychic's abilities. What
Yeah.
are they more predominant at versus somebody else predominant at?
For example, if there's an entity in there that won't talk to you, but would talk to Rosella.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Friend,
Yeah.
Nikki won't feel nothing off it because he doesn't want her to know he's there. Friend.
But Rosella can see something
But
Nikki
That
can't.
I'm
he's
not
fully
thinking.
open to Rosella.
And
Yeah.
And see, that's the same thing. I mean, she may see something that I don't see, but I may see something that she doesn't see at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect you two to get the same, to have the same report,
No.
but both your reports should be able to match up with the scientific equipment in ways.
Yeah.
And that would help.
Yep.
But I think that's most of the problem is these guys on these shows and on these teams, they go in once and they're like, well, we collected our info, that's what we got.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you all went in together. You all talked to each other the entire fucking time. Meh. Like, what'd you prove?
You got to go back in a couple of times.
Yeah.
Not just once or twice, but preferably, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you can.
No. Yeah, if you're allowed to.
Okay, so Nikki, Paul's got a question for you. As a ghost believer enthusiast, I think about investigative ethics and how to balance curiosity with respect for spirits and haunted locations. Do you have guidance or thoughts on this?
Regarding ethics?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And she knows I do. I've got a very strong set of ethics, and it just drives me up a freaking wall that some psychics don't. For example, I'm not going to name this individual. I have never met this individual, but I had a psychic that I know of who's on numerous shows and has been promoted by very specific people in the community because she came out, and yet Little Miss Bitch, as I call her, because she's on my shit list, decided to come into astral into my home. Never fucking talking, sorry, F-bomb. Never talking to me on Facebook, never making a connection in any other way. She wanted to know what I was doing. And so she came in astral straight into my home. And I went, get the F out of my house now. And she just stood there and she looked, and I said, you will get out of my house or I will make you get out of my house. And I can do it. And if you don't believe me, you have the abilities. You can talk to the other side. You can find out what I can do. Get the F out of my home now. You are being invasive, and I've got a very specific set of ethics when it comes to that. I have a major problem if somebody is pulling that BS with me. And it's funny because Paula knows this because I let loose on Facebook about this not very long ago. Because this happened about 3-4 weeks ago with me. And what I've learned is that there are some people, psychic or not psychic, who have the ability to be an astral and just, they don't frickin' think about it. They just go to somebody's home because they're being nosy. And I'm sorry, this is my private arena. My home is my private domain. It is off frickin' limits to other psychics, to other people in who choose. I had 2 asshats show up this afternoon.
Sorry.
In my bedroom because I was having problems with my back and they couldn't find me.
We were just
and they
checking
showed
on
up
you.
standing. Oh, yes, they were. And I was like, get out of my home, get out of my bedroom, or I will make you get out. And I'm already not feeling good. Don't push me because they know what I can do. They've learned the hard way what I can do. So, regarding ethics, there are people who have them in the paranormal field, and there are people who don't. I'm one that does. There are certain things I will not put up with, and there are certain things that I will do that I'm like, nah, we're going to ask certain aspects of the other side about this because I know from my past experience that this is not okay to some degree. But
Nikki?
Yeah. So
Eric and I weren't trying to bother you. We were just trying to get the lotion on your bedstand for Bigfoot. Okay? That's all he wanted. I'm sorry.
I know darn well it wasn't the 2 of you.
And if you would have had the damn lid shut, I wouldn't have smeared it all over your bed.
Yeah, like, really, this is your fault in the end.
Uh-huh. That's gaslighting,
Wait, what are we
but I'm okay with that. It's all your fault. You didn't have the fucking lube shut.
I said lotion. I didn't say lube.
Yeah, so regarding ethics, there are people who do have it in the psychic industry, and it is an industry because there are so many people coming out as psychics or self-proclaiming. I've been told so many times, you're psychic, you're this, you're that, and I'm like, fine, okay. So I just gave it up and I went, whatever. So, yeah, there are people that have ethics, and then there are people that absolutely do not. I had another psychic do the same damn thing with me. While he was on a live broadcast, he had come into, and it wasn't astral he was in higher consciousness, and he was up in the upper corner of my ceiling, and I was sitting here, I was about to do my own live broadcast, and he's up in the corner, and I looked at him, and I went, seriously? Get out of here. That's not okay. And he looks in, and it was on, he was on Facebook at the time, and I was on a different device on Facebook watching him, and he just looked at me, and he did this little wave, and I'm like, son of a... And he just continued on with his psychic readings that he was doing, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So, because I had showed up in the chat just saying, hi, I appreciate what you're talking about, and that was his response. So there are people that have ethics, and then there are people where you find out that they really don't. Personally, I have no problem if there's a permission that the person has given to where if it's something is needed, you go into their home, but they've provided permission to do that. And if they only want me in one specific location, that's fine. Okay, so, but here's the other side of this. I know people that go in and do astral who have been military, who are retired military now or semi-active. I don't know how to explain that. So there are people that I know that are retired or semi-retired military and that can do astral. And they're like, because of my job in the military and what I know, there are places I will never go. I've been told that on a number of occasions by different people. And yet I'm one of those where I'm like, okay, I'll go, but there's only certain levels I'll go to if it's underground, because I already know that certain areas are in government are very well protected astrally. So there are certain things that I will and will not do. But yeah, long story not short. Sorry about that, guys. It's just very frustrating to me.
Well, ethics in general.
Yep.
So, within our investigations, HIPAA applied. We did not share our client list. We did not talk about a client list. We had TV shows wanting our client list. No. I was really disgusted when John Mack sold out his alien abduction hypnosis sessions to Bigelow. I was disgusted. Him as a psychiatrist, that should have been above HIPAA. Just because they were alien abductees, that client list those abduction files should never have been released.
With the exception of one, everything that I've talked about, I've been given permission to talk about.
Well, even when we talked about it on the show, when we were S-4 Paranormal, we didn't talk about specifics. We talked about alien, not alien. Well, yeah, aliens, spirits, things we encountered in general. We didn't talk about specific cases or locations or the client list. That's no, that should go to me. It was above HIPAA.
Yeah.
When it came to ethics within FMP, we had an entire class on ethics. From you don't drink or come to a case at all, sick, anything within those realms. Because one, you're putting the whole team at jeopardy. You're putting yourself at jeopardy. You're putting professionalism at jeopardy. Not even counting the chance of walking out with an attachment or pissing off something that might be there.
If you have a cold, you don't go because it affects your body, which affects everything else.
Absolutely. Money. That's one of the things I look at with other teams when I'm critiquing how another team acts. This isn't a job. This is not a career. This is paranormal. How can you charge? If I'm charging money, or if I'm paying someone for a service, I expect results. So if you're a paranormal investigative team, or even if you say you're doing a house clearing, you can't guarantee shit. And even if you remove a spirit or two or whatnot, that doesn't mean something else ain't coming back in. That's not completion of a service. So if you're looking for a team, one, ask how long they've been in the field. And I've said this multiple times on the show. If they're under 5 years, they're a newbie. Because under 5 years, they've gone on maybe 10 cases a year? Maybe? No. Under 5 years is a newbie team. Do they charge money? No, hell no. Walk away and you'll find another 20 teams to take their place for free. Do not ever pay for someone to do a paranormal.
I want to stop you on one thing.
What's up?
The whole newbie team thing. You keep coming back to that every time.
Okay.
A team that's doing it for 24 years could still be doing it fucking wrong for 24 years.
No, they can.
Who cares?
Absolutely.
That's the thing. A newbie team can be new, but they might be doing it right from the start.
It could be.
Like, I wouldn't put money on a fucking team that's
that's not my point. My point is age of the team, though. Give them 5 years to get the shit together.
Why? They could see something that someone else can't.
Possibly.
Friend. They could see something that someone else ignores. Because I've been doing this longer.
How good each member of the team is.
Yeah. Friend. Just because they just got together as a team doesn't mean they're new.
I'm going by the past.
Friend.
I am.
By whose past?
My past.
Okay, so by your past experiences with teams.
Right. That's what I'm looking at. Locally.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just a ballpark. I'm not saying there might be a new team that's got some experienced people that ain't great. I'm saying that in general, though. That's just my number.
Friend, because that's the thing. Friend, I would say don't trust any team until you actually interview each individual person in the team.
Right. See how they interact.
Friend, I wouldn't even care how old they are.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, I mean, fuck, look at the Scooby Gang. They were teenagers.
Who? Oh,
Friend, hey!
Really?
Yeah!
I don't trust Fred's quickly, but now you can't.
Name another team that has their numbers of catches.
Winchesters.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
If they do another season, they might have those numbers.
Oh,
They
yeah,
don't
that's
yet. That's 50 years
Right.
that the Scooby Gang's been running.
yeah.
Friend,
But the other thing when you're looking at a team is what's their agenda? Are they there just to get some pictures and leave your house, or are you looking for someone to remove something? I guess what do you want out of an investigation?
we talked about this before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I did lie to you.
What's that?
Because I actually thought about it. I do have an agenda.
What's your agenda?
To make people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
To bring levity into the situation.
Right.
That is always my agenda. In life, that's my agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Friend. Because the thing I told Eric was, it's one of the reasons we can't have paranormal unity is because everyone has a fucking agenda. Or, if you don't care enough to.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, everyone still has an agenda. It's just what your agenda actually means. Friend.
Yeah, we talked about this before the show.
Yeah.
So, there's a few types of investigators. The ones that had an experience, maybe a childhood or even in their adult lives, and they want answers. The ones that want an answer to the afterlife.
But even, like, when I think about the clients that we helped together, my agenda never changed. I still tried to make them laugh.
Right. Well, yeah.
Even though they were going through a hard time.
In a dire situation, that's when you want them to laugh.
Yeah. Friend. And that was the best way I could help people.
Mm-hmm.
Friend.
So, Paula, that's and that's another. I know we have like 8 minutes left, but that's the other thing that pisses me off about a lot of teams is how they interact. They do insult the spirits. They do piss off the spirits because they sit there and they cuss them out and they taunt them, and to me that's unethical. They might be a spirit now, but they weren't always.
Okay, but what if the spirit's a right dick? Like, if he's just a dick...
Oh, he'll show himself.
I'm going to cuss him out.
They'll show himself.
I've heard Nikki cuss out a few.
Mm-hmm. Well, they fucking irritate her.
Matter of fact, when Capone came around, somebody witnessed it. I was on a Skype call, and Capone came around, and I had just one person on that call, and I lost my ever-loving shit because he was showing me very explicit, graphic information that he had done in his life that only those that were present at the time knew. And I lost he's the biggest one that I really lost it with, because I was like, and he was doing it because he was getting his jollies off of it. That was one of the things. He doesn't do that. He does show up every once in a blue moon, but he knows now, don't piss Nikki off. Because I get very aggressive right back with him, and he doesn't like that. So, yeah, you learn about the ghosts. You learn about the spirits that are around and what they try to present.
And that thing too, though. Just walking into your home, is going to piss off a spirit. Sometimes, because you're entering their space. Again, some of them don't know they passed on, and that's when you identify yourself. This is my home now. We can share it. Yep. But and that's really where the history comes from. You need to do research and do a history check and find out who you might encounter and find out about their life, maybe.
I had a situation, that very thing happened, Eric. Went to move. I was about 3-4 months pregnant at the time, and walked into what we were going to eventually rent for. And we ended up there for 12 years. And the guy had recently died. One of the tenants, the wife was there. And she and her husband had raised 12 kids in and out of that itty-bitty tiny house, and he was still there. And when we were in the process of moving in, he would not leave me alone. And I literally stopped dead in my I was carrying something into the house. And at that time, I was very glad that nobody else was, no physical anybody was around at that given moment in time. And I literally stopped what I was doing. I had an armful of stuff and turned around and I said, you and I can live in a environment that can be very nice and we can get along, or you and I are going to be butting heads a lot. So play nice. You play nice, I'll play nice.
Right.
And he did, and he was very protective of my kid. I mean, it was like having a grandparent around my son. He was like, no.
If you can find neutral ground with a spirit, you have the most protected house.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
So, yeah, like you said, Cole, and you have to find the ethical balance between spirit and person.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If you are only worried about the person, you're not being fair to the spirit. If you're only worried about the spirit, you're not being fair to the person.
Right.
Because
and that's why
the logical part of that is the spirit lived there before, but the person did also buy the fucking house. And therefore, like, they have rights too.
But that was the conclusion to a lot of our cases.
Yeah.
Was talking to the spirit. And I remember one case where a little boy had gone in the backyard and dug up an artifact, and come to find out it was a Native American artifact, and the native spirit was pissed off because he wanted his artifact back. And once we identified what the little boy had taken and returned it to the site that it was buried from, given an offering to the native spirit, I think you remember that case.
Yeah.
That was a resolution. If the spirit and the client can cohabitate in the same space, there's a resolution. It's not always about, oh, you got to remove a spirit once you find one. No, you don't. Absolutely not.
That's
another.
Bring him home. Bring him with you. Bring him home.
Yeah.
Bring him home.
But so, in closing, a skeptic is always going to be a skeptic until they have an experience, and that makes them a believer. But is there ever going to be unity within a team before the entire paranormal field? Absolutely. What are we talking about next week? Have you thought about it yet?
Yeah, a little bit. And I'd be thinking.
You'll be thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. So, on that note, we'll kind of just watch for the promos to come out, and you'll know what the topic is going to be about.
Yep.
Oh, John speaks. Thought you were asleep over in the chair. You don't got to think.
Let's do a scientific show.
Scientific show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to talk about certain things that have been happening in NASA news and Elon news.
Oh, God.
Like Neuralink.
Hey, no, there is some interesting shit he's doing right now.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the monkey?
Did you know?
I heard about it.
Did you know that he's losing parts to spacecraft?
Yeah, I heard about that too, and they're falling back to Earth.
No, maybe.
But
We don't actually know.
lately, so
As soon as they started falling, he lost them. But I think some of that stuff we should talk about. There is some interesting stuff that is happening with our cameras.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just figured out how to clean a camera a million miles away.
Huh.
Sweet.
How?
Huh? With a laser.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friend, lasers are awesome. Friend, now I just need the home kit.
What?
The home kit.
John, be time to move out.
The home laser?
Well, no, that way if I can fucking clean someone's windshield from in like Russia.
Right?
Excellent.
All right. On that note, good night, folks. See you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Friggin' thank you for listening, everyone.
All right.
Thank you, panel. Thank you, friggin' everyone. And thank you, Paul, for your excellent questions. Friggin', with that, we will see you next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m. as usual. Friggin', hopefully Rosella will be able to join us. Friggin', everybody's just got to stop getting sick, people. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
friggin', what the fuck?
Yeah.
No shit.
We all live in different areas. We should be able to stay healthy for one show.
Yeah.
Right?
What the hell? Friend,
I haven't been sick.
if everybody just stopped touching Bigfoot's balls, that might help. Friend,
Jesus.
just saying. And on that note, everyone, good night.
Good night. Keep your eyes to the skies.
Night. Oh my god.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.